Hi, my name is Tubosun Afolayan, and you're welcome to this class on next level careers, how to be seen and heard, communication and relational skill for promotion. Today, I'm going to be talking about a question that is on every workplace professional mind, and it is, what's the next level for me? How will I be promoted? And how will I, just become a better version of myself within my organization and outside of it. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you practical steps that will take you from being work shop floor worker to being that person who is a solution provider within your organization. I'm going to be definitely be focused on tools and tactics that would help you. But before I get started, a bit of an introduction about myself. You can read all of this, but I would like to highlight specific things. So my career has traversed between starting from a financial institution. I went into oil and gas development. I also have forayed into what you call natural resources management, from lapidary mining, solid minerals mining, water production, borehole drilling, and now into ESG, sustainability, and communications. And what I have found out is that one of the best gifts that God gave me, or I gave myself, me and God in partnership, giving one and giving me, is the understanding of the role communication plays in the life of a man. Communication is a life skill, and oftentimes the relational skill that comes with it, it really starts with you understanding the impact and the purpose of life that you are in. And I have a few slides that talks about how to identify this using the example from the Bible. Now, one of the things I don't make excuses for is the fact that I'm a Christian, and I will be talking about relational things as it pertains to the Bible. So this is me. The first question I like to ask is, why is this important to you? Why is it important for you to be seen and to be heard? And until you answer this fundamental question, you will struggle with being seen and being heard, because you can fall into the cocoon of, well, it's not very important, it's not a big deal, I'm doing okay where I'm at, I'm comfortable. Until you see the need to be seen and heard, you will be going at life as anyhow you like it. But I did this simple search of this question, reframed to then mean, why is it important for people to be rewarded and recognized? And this is what Google gave me. Because it creates a sense of belonging, because promotion, bonuses, and gifts provides proof of value, and it enhances our personal security. Being heard, being seen boosts motivation and productivity. It provides a sense of accomplishment for you and I, for everyone, and it makes you feel valued for your work. It contributes to a higher level engagement for even you. So your productivity is enhanced once you are seen and heard. Again, sense of belonging, work-life balance, and the ability to do meaningful work. Then psychological needs and self-worth, validation and esteem, and mental well-being. Now, these are so crucial when you think about life in itself, as we traverse life and the things that are important. All of these things are important. But I would like to, leave you with some thoughts before we then talk about the specific tools that you need. All of those things are great when you look at it from the perspective of achievements, but there are always two sides to the story. There is the side of the plastic ball, and there's the side of the glass ball. Money and material things are really essential for freedom of your body, of your expression, to do the things you want to do in life. These are great things, but they are plastic balls. You must not, while chasing your plastic ball, lose them for your glass balls. Now, what are glass balls? Glass balls are those things that are irreparable, or maybe they are very difficult to repair. I mean, you can smelt glass, melt it, and make the gas again, but you may likely not have the exact gas that you have. But again, yeah, the jury is out on that. But when it breaks, it's very difficult. So I'm talking about things like friendship, harmonious family relationship, being able to have good energy around yourself and your associates, and being with peace of mind. Do not trade your peace for a plastic ball. They are important, but please know the difference. And this is taken from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. This actually breaks down what is important to us and how we should manage it. So yes, being seen and being heard gives us even some glass balls. It gives us peace when you are ahead and you feel like, oh, I'm in my worth. Your mental being is okay. But it's not all of that. There are more plastic balls in the workplace than it is glass balls. So please take note of this and don't forget this. Now, still talking about plastic and glass balls, I want to focus on things that really makes us to evolve as humans. And here I'm talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You may be familiar with it or not, but this actually shows how, when they say the 1% of the 1%, this is how they arrive there, the realizing one's full potential. But let's start from all of us. We come into the world with a basic need, which is psychological need. You are thinking of food, shelter. If you are a young person, your parents are thinking on your behalf. Basic amenities is in this space of how do I survive? When you get to the workplace, most times you start from a perspective of psychological need. How do I get the best housing? How do I, sleep well, clock well, those things. That's what matters. But after a while, you start thinking, okay, how can I be in a stable environment? What's my financial security? What's my safety net? Do I have emergency funds? Then you get into the safety needs zone. The third one is then love and belonging. You are asking yourself, am I in the right relationship? Because you have every other thing working, so to speak. Then you're asking yourself, am I in the right relationship? Am I in a good space mentally? Do I feel loved? Do I feel accepted? This is what you call social connection and acceptance. And then the next level to that is then you start asking yourself, what have I achieved? What am I known for? What am I recognized for? This is esteem. Recognition, competence, and respect are such a big deal that we take it for granted. A lot of people, this is what it means for next level career. To be recognized for their crafts, to be recognized, to be confident, and to be respected at it. Now let's think about the workplace. A lot of people are here, but how to voice it out is a challenge. And that's what this is about. How do you activate your next level career? Because now psychological need is out, your safety needs are met, loves and belonging, most likely, because you really don't have control over that, right? But now you're asking yourself, oh, I'm doing a good work, let me be respected. The last of it is self-actualization. This is where you come into purpose. And if you remember what I said about plastic ball and glass ball, you will see that I'm already leaning into something here. At the end of work life, there has to be purpose. Yeah, but I'm not going to go into here because I really do have a slide that speaks to this, is the peak experience of your fulfillment. So your next level, while you keep going, remember that there is always something to learn until you achieve purpose. So now let's start. Next level career, how to be seen and heard. When you start your career, the reality is that you are great. You are already great. And please don't never doubt yourself. But no matter how good you are all on the floor. You are shop floor workers. What makes you climb the career ladder is your visible competence. Is somebody understanding that you can do this. Now, education also does its own check. Education, particularly in the global south where we are from, teaches us things like for us to work hard, don't speak, let your words speak. And these things, while they are very cultural, they sometimes do not apply in the workplace because we now work in a global workplace. The industry is very global now. The world itself is global. So when you bring cultural sentiments alone into the workplace, most likely you're speaking to an echo chamber, and that might be a problem. So this is what you're taught, but what the workplace actually rewards for visibility is that I know you are capable. I must know that you're capable. Your opinions must be clear. I must see that your opinions are progressive. And really, to be promoted, your ambitions needs to be named in the right room. People need to know that you are looking for this thing so that when those opportunity comes, they reach out to you. So if this relates to you as a person, I need you to recognize that, the era of working hard, letting your work speak for you. It's no longer the the order of the day. Like, oh, don't draw attention. I'm introversial. I don't like to speak. But the same human, when you put them among the people they are comfortable with, they then even become chatterbox. So that's not you. In the workplace, it doesn't matter whether you like people or not. You have a responsibility to actually be a part of the solutions in that space. Yeah, personality type or not, the way you like to work or not, it is that you have a responsibility to provide solutions and impact to your workplace. So, what are the three pillars of promotion? Like, if you are going to forget every of the great things that I've said and all the really nice things I'm going to say after now, don't ever forget this. Life has given you a lot of choice to start with, and it starts that you must have skills. The way to think about it, the Bible comes very clear. You're a light, you're a talent. That means you have brought something forth, whether it's singing, dancing, I'm just using that as literal examples, but they are important because in the workplace, you will be known for something. You have mastery of a particular tool, of a particular subject. You went to school, you went to university, even if it's a vocational school, even if you did not go to school at all, you spent some time to learn something. So you have skills. The next level is confidence. How do you show up? Do you show up like the guy that, oh, are you the one we are expecting? He does not look like you. Your inner posture and your outer presence, are they aligned? Do you bring your point of view clear? Do people trust you? Can they trust you? And then the third one, which is very important for promotion particularly, is access. Access to opportunities, access to people, access to information. Who knows you? Who you know? What they know that you know. Because at the end of the day, sponsors, coaches, whatever, can all be in your corner. But when they are in the room, do they remember that, oh, TA said that she would like to be available for this kind of opportunities, or she has signified interest for this kind of opportunities? Can they mention your name in a global leadership space? It's not the time to focus on it's my peers that are my friends. Most times, your peers are great people, don't get me wrong, but oftentimes, because life is such hierarchical, there is always a sponsor that may be opening the door for you, and you need to make the work of that person easier by you telling and sharing with them. Make use of your access, because in our journey of life, we'll end up with all these career paths and you will meet purpose. For some, they already know their purpose. For others, it may be that they'll have to walk different paths before they get to purpose. So, skills, confidence, access. Maybe it's called the SCAR model. Yeah, these are the three pillars of promotion. So let me get right in. For those that are leaving, that for talent immigrants that are now in other countries, maybe particularly from the global south, when you coming into a new country, there is a likely chance that you feel like, oh, you're coming in all new, all fresh, you are a rookie, and all your ideas do not matter. They do matter. Your roots are not a tax. It's not a liability. Tax is a liability. So what you know from where you're coming from is not a liability. It is an asset. You may need to couch it as transferable skills, but you need to couch it nonetheless. It's not the time to then say, oh, I was, senior director level, and then because I migrated, I have to start at the shop floor. No, your work counted for something, so make it keep counting. You have an urge of cross-cultural ideologies, and that should be an opportunity. So if I'm making the example of me being an African coming into particularly a Dutch workplace, these are the opportunities here. The first thing is naturally as an African, I'm very relational. I have communal behavior. This is who I am. I'm resilient, I'm resourceful. Excellence is a baseline, it's not a ceiling, because I know what excellence is like, because it comes from a place of lack. I have the sense to read the room. I tell stories naturally. Like, we are known for folklore culture. We are gisters in the global south. Now bring that into the North, the quote unquote developed country, where you have opportunities to also learn directness, where your opinions are expected. They don't have to be like, oh, you don't have to wait in line for somebody to come talk to you. No, it's flat hierarchy. Yeah. And that's important because where you may be coming from, the title may be so important to you, but yeah, you're saying, I need your solution, I need your ideas. There's also the concept, particularly in the workplace in the Netherlands, called the polderen, where you can disagree, and the whole aim is to reach a consensus. It's not a bad thing at all to disagree here. Yeah. And importantly, document. I can't even say this enough. Your decisions live in writing. It's not in I mentioned this to him. It is that you have a conversation and you write. And this one is not even about the Dutch place. I think this works across all cadre of organization. Write, document, keep your data. And particularly, you must also learn because you are meeting new people. Trust is built slowly or maybe slower than you expect. We're like, oh, I like that guy and all that. And oh, I like this lady. We are friends. We are chatty chatty. It doesn't work that way because they are not oriented like us. So now let's talk about skills. And then we'll go to confidence and then we'll talk about assets. So how do you build skills? You need skills to even start talking. The first thing I need you to understand is that your mastery of a subject is so important in the scale of promotion, either internal or external. You have to be undeniably good at your core discipline, your core subject. You have to be good. And I'll share a bit around, the proficiency scale in my next slide. The second thing about skills is also, skill is not enough. You have to have emotional intelligence on how you apply that skill. Are you able to let other people feel seen? Do you have commercial mindsets? And be able to adjust your tone, maybe as a technical person. Are you able to manage people? Communication clarity. When you speak, do people understand, or they are wondering, oh, what did she just say? Are you so clear in your mind that, oh, this message line A that I want to pass across, this is the intended thing, this is the thing I intend for it to achieve? And then you can ask questions around whether it did that. Are you able to translate complex subjects into simplified knowledge? Like this one, I can go on it for days, but I'm going to stop here with strategic thinking. In the business space, your technical knowledge is great, but it has to be more around how does it affect bottom line, profit, revenue, risk, the roadmap, our strategy. You have to speak the language of the business. You can't just stay in your corner and be thinking, oh, yeah, I'm so smart. I'm building this. I don't want to name any subject. So examples are hard so that it won't look like I'm shading, but you get what I mean. Don't be that one that spews nonsense in the name of technical competence. Second level, okay, so I mentioned I was going to share this. The proficiency level for competency is really around awareness. You first need to be aware of the subject, knowledge, skills, mastery, and expertise. Like you're an expert, you're an acclaimed expert. Before you can seek for promotion, you have to be at mastery. You can't be aware of a subject and be seeking for promotion. It doesn't work that way. Mastery is when you can solve problems with that knowledge that you have. Mastery to expertise is where promotion happens. So if there's a particular area you are looking for promotion, this is the first thing you need to solve. Have I mastered this skill enough to move to an expert? Now let's talk about confidence. The first thing to say is that confidence is not the absence of fear. In fact, confidence is a practiced habit of acting on competence in the face of fear, of owning your voice, of not shrinking in, of quieting self-doubt. The first thing is believe in yourself. Even the greatest ideology in the world is do not be afraid. It's in all books. It's in the Bible. Do not be afraid. Take one pill a day. Believe in yourself. Don't keep asking yourself, who am I to be here? Oh, I can't even believe I'm here. Oh, you are here. Live with it. Document your wins. I mentioned this earlier. Data is so important. Always document your win. Don't assume people will remember, or that your solution or your work will speak for itself. Yeah. Document your wins and share it. Find the right opportunities, the right place, the right platform to share it. Replace luck with preparedness. Now, the other thing to talk about under the this face of confidence is the outer game, the energy you bring in. Show up like you belong, like walk into a room and let everybody know, oh, you are the one we're waiting for. Your posture, your pace, your knowledge of the subject must echo what you're doing. And I guess we live in a world where people just assume showing up like you belong means wearing suits. No, it's not. It's looking the parts. It's looking responsible. It's looking clean, is looking like you are a serious human being. Not serious in the sense of it, but you know what you're doing. It's taking up the space. Get what I mean? I had to look at myself like, that's what you have to do at your workplace. And you do that when you know your subject, when you believe in yourself. Another thing to mention under the confidence cap is speak early and speak useful. Just don't speak because you have to speak. It's okay to be quiet in a meeting. It's okay, but let it not be every time. Let it not be habitual that, oh, then please don't attend those meetings. Let it be that you did not attend, because if you are just going to be there for the sake of being a fly on the wall, then do not come. That means you don't even have any opinion to share in the first instance. But I need to run along now. Ask clarifying questions. Disagree with people respectfully. Share contrary opinions. Yeah. Don't be that one who always has nothing to say. Now, the bigger elephants in the room, those are big elephants, this is the bigger elephant in the room, is you have to recognize that there will be people that you need, there will be informations that you don't have, there will be opportunities that is waiting for your name. You need to have access to this. Competence cannot open the door. Confidence is not enough. The way we come into the world is even very interesting. Some are born slaves, some are born kings. That should already tell you something. So it means that they are kings established, right? So the kings, if you want to belong in the palace, visibility is important. Volunteer at your workplace. Volunteer for things that put your competence up in the face of the people who need to know. Identify people who you want them to sponsor you. If you're shadowing somebody for their role, you want that role. Let them know that you are interested, because don't worry about them. They are also looking for the next role. Make their job easy so that when they advocate for you, people already can say, oh, that's true. I already know this about this person. Network, build in and out of your company, build relationship skills, not only with your peers, build with your peers, with your subordinates, with your managers, long before you need them. And own your narrative. Have a clear answer to, this is the next thing I want to do. Or what is the next thing that you want to do? What would you want me to do for you? What are you ready for next? And make sure your sponsors and your leaders can repeat it. Now, all of this that I've said is all packed here. To be seen is about being visible, is not going to be luck. It is the cumulative of all the small deliberate choices and you documenting the data that you need for your promotion, helping your sponsor to be able to advocate for you. It's communicating impact. It's speaking up in meetings with the right context. It's presenting your own win by yourself. It's sending that weekly upward note. I'm going to take a few minutes to explain this. Oftentimes in the workplace, people who do a lot of work, very many people. So imagine that I have 10 people who report into me. It's really difficult to keep pace with those 10 people. However, there is the one person who does the extra. It not only does the extra, or she not only does the extra, she also helps me by keeping summary of our highlights week by week. This is what they call the weekly upward notes. A short summary of what you are doing in the week that is helping to make your team's job easier. Summarize it. It does not have to be asked for. Oh, hi James, this is my summary for the week. 3 bullet points is enough. You want to write 100 is also enough. But let it be that there is a sense of, oh, this guy is making my job easier. I don't have to think about what happened in the week. Disagree in the team kindly and then clearly. Don't disagree. Don't be that grumpy Jack. Why? I see it differently. Let me share another opinion. It's called poldering in the Netherlands, but it is how consensus is built through disagreements. And importantly, this one they won't tell you in any business school. Make your manager look brilliant. Make your manager, make your leaders look very brilliant. You know, your visibility is downstream of theirs. Not exactly your manager, but whoever, you perceive to be a manager to you in that space. I'm not saying exactly your work manager, but support people to look brilliant. It will look good on you yourself. Help them succeed. Lift, we rise by lifting others. We rise by lifting others. Lift people around you up. It will be seen on you. And how do you want to be heard? Being heard is being trusted. It's like the output of being heard. When you're heard right, being trusted, trust compounds with intention. I trust you a little today. I trust you. My trust is dependent on how you show up daily on the little things. It's not one big thing that you do and but you're failed in all the other ones. It is compound interest. Yeah, you have earned the right to be seen. Now earn the bigger right to be heard. Constantly be that one who delivers. Don't embarrass yourself with promises that you'll never fulfill. Listening as much or twice as much as you speak. Let your listening be more. Be happy to receive feedback, good feedback. Yeah, and be also happy to give. Disagree with people privately. Don't embarrass them publicly. Don't be that one. You can jocularly find a way around it, but don't just be that one that is just the terrible human in the team. Keep your words always on small things, on big things. And the use your voice here, I'm not going to read that, but I think this is also a useful tool for you in the workplace to really take as action points from this. Now let's roll along to something that will fundamentally change your mind. A lot of us read about David in the Bible and we think, oh, he was just a shepherd boy. He was more than a shepherd boy. He was a lot of things. That it was not just in the wilderness when God wanted him to be king. He was a lot of things. But David's ascension to the throne is an interesting journey because his sponsor was a servant in the king's palace. Now think about that. The sponsor of David into the palace was not a king, was not a chief, he was a servant. And this is what the servant had to say. I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite. I have seen him. He is skillful in playing. He is a mighty valiant man. He is a man or woman of war. He is prudent in matter and she's a comely person. And the Lord is with him. And this is where I'm beginning to round up. And the Lord is with him. So you can have all these 5 things. If the Lord is not with you, So this is my cue to say, let the Lord be with you. Make Jesus first, second, third. All of these things will then be put together. So let's learn a few things from David's life. The first thing is that he's skillful at work. Are you skillful at work? Are you excellent at what you do? Second thing tells us he's a mighty man of valor. He had courage. Do you demonstrate courage? Do you have track record of bravery, of solutions that you have saw? It doesn't have to be hard. Courage is not only about hardness. Showing up is courage. He's a man of war, proven competence. Over and over, he had a real life, real situation. He had been refined. Have you withstood things that will shake mere men? He was prudent in matters. He has sense. He gets sense. He spoke well. He was discerning. He was persuasive. He was wise. Wise. Are you wise when they bring matter to you? Are you judgmental or are you wise? Be wise in the workplace. And he was a comely person. Comely, some of the versions of the Bible say he was beautiful to look at. Are you a comely person? Are you beautiful to look at? Do people look you and like, I'm just excited. I just see you. Do people see you? I want to hug you. Like, yeah, it may look trivial, but a strong personal presence allows people to want to listen to you. And we saw this throughout the life of David. Even when he went to the war front, They said his brother, let's assume those ones a sibling rivalry. The other people were answering him. He was not smelly and he was not looking like not it. He was looking like he was ready for the part. You want to be a CEO? Look the part. You want to be the next manager in your organization? Look the part. Don't look uncomely. So I'm leaving this action plan here as my final slide before my thank you slide to give you practicable tools that you can use that can transform your life in the next 90 days. The first thing is for you to audit and activate. Focus on building skills. The second one is build your confidence. How to speak to make impact. The practical ways to begin to use your skills to show up in the right room. And then in the next 90 days, how you can unlock access to opportunities. Now, all of this would be impossible without the help of Jesus. I need to add that to you so that you won't think that, this is by brain power only. It's by the wisdom of God that you'll be able to even come with a strong presence, with a comely spirit, with being skillful at work. It really starts with God. So that's the end of my slide. If you have stayed thus far, I want to say congratulations to you because you are on your new level. But just to wrap this up and introduce myself again, my name is Tubosun Afolayan, and my focus in life is actually to help people to build audacious, Jesus-centered living. Audacious, Jesus-centered living, such that the entirety of your person is rooted in Jesus, and then you just have great success. And I'd like to say thank you. If you have questions on this, don't hesitate to send me an email on taafolayan1@gmail.com. I'm quite active on LinkedIn, I think. Can be the judge also as well. And you can find me on Tubosun Afolayan. My full expressions are around energy, sustainability, and communications. And I wish you the very best. And congratulations on your promotion. Love you. Bye. Bye for now.